Coming up on News 15 at 10, an historic church in St. Mary Parish burns to the ground after getting struck by lightning. We'll hear from the deacon who was inside when the lightning struck and find out what was saved from the rubble.
Plus, a Ville Platte police officer under arrest tonight. Details on the accusations against him that involve framing another officer.
And it's been a pretty quiet afternoon and evening for a lot of us across Acadiana. We are tracking a few storms trying to move in from the north, but we're looking at a stormy weather pattern that will bring rain and thunder to the area midway through the next couple of days.
You're watching News 15 at 10. Honored as the state's best newscast by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters.
Good evening and thanks for choosing News 15 at 10. I'm Jim Hummel.
And I'm Marcel Fontenot. We start the 10 o'clock hour with the latest developments on the story we first brought to you as breaking news last night at 10. Severe weather over the past 24 hours resulted in 110,000 lightning strikes across Louisiana.
And one of those lightning bolts sparked this fire that burned down an historic church in St. Mary Parish. News 15 Scott Brazda joins us from Four Corners with the deacon who was inside when the lightning struck and also shows us what survived that devastating fire.
This was St. John Baptist Church, Four Corners, Louisiana, St. Mary Parish. And a Wednesday afternoon lightning strike and the fire that then happened means that for 300 parishioners and its terrific pastor, their faith will now be sorely tested.
The weather got, real bad. Thunder and lightning, and I was outside doing yard work and I heard a loud boom.
Lightning strike. He said, did he come out? He said, Mama, the church on fire. I said, the church on fire.
The lightning strike right after 2 p.m. But the call to the fire station down the street, 20 minutes later. Church Deacon Isaac Jackson was inside the church when it all began, but he was unaware of what those on the outside were seeing.
And someone was running back and they said, hey, you know your church on fire? I said, my church on fire? And that's where it was. It was like wood going up.
St. John Baptist pastor David Jones was only minutes away when he got the call that his church, his spiritual home, was engulfed in flames. When you saw it, when you got over here and saw it, what's going through your mind?
Well, I was just overwhelmed, and when I looked at the church, I knew it was a total disaster.
From multiple parishes, help arrived. 10 fire departments, 50 firefighters, used nearly 100,000 gallons of water, all to no avail. You know, investigators may use the word destroyed, to be redundant, completely destroyed, but some very spiritually interesting things, they did survive. So you're going to show me something.
I'm going to show you something. So what I want to show you is, this is what we found inside of the church on yesterday.
No way. Bibles?
Bibles.
No way.
Some pages are still fully intact.
Sunday services will be somewhere. But really, no matter. The physical structure may be gone, but all church members vow that St. John Baptist Church, 164 years old, will live on.
Oh, the church is going to bounce back no matter what. It's not the building, it's the people. And so on that fateful Wednesday afternoon, the iconic and historic St. John Baptist Church may have become ash and rubble. We can't change that. But what also doesn't change is the belief that the church will rise again. There's a word called faith. In Four Corners, Louisiana, with videographer Alex Foe, Scott Brazda, News 15.
Only on News 15, dramatic video from Southwest Lafayette Parish today as two cars at an apartment complex on Hummingbird Lane became engulfed in flames. Lafayette Fire and hazmat crews quickly responded to the fire. Firefighters say a mechanic was working on one of the cars when a flash fire erupted. The man caught fire himself and had to dive into a ditch to put out the flames. He was taken to the hospital with moderate burns. Firefighters say he was using a shop vac to remove fuel from a gas tank when vapors ignited that fire. Time now for a check of our first forecast this evening with Storm Track 15 Chief Meteorologist Dan Romano.
Dan, what are you tracking as we head into Friday and the weekend?
A few spotty showers for some of us right now, including a couple rumbles of thunder, mainly up to the northeast of the hub city, inching closer to the I-10 corridor, particularly in Upper St. Martin Parish, but a lot of the rain right now confined to the eastern half of St. Landry Parish. We were tracking a few storms out to the west. They have since fizzled out as they approached Jeff Davis Parish, but nonetheless, this area in particular could be dealing with a little bit of wet.